My delulu husband is acting crazy because he thinks I'm cheating. Just a bit of context, we've been together for 2 years. He 44 male has 2 kids, I 41 female have 1 kid, irrelevant to this story. We live apart, I bought a home a few months before we started dating, and are together only when our kids are with their other parent. He's the guy that has treated me the best of all my relationships, and I love him dearly. I'm a chronically anxious and stressed person, and he's absolutely my peace, but today he sucker punched me with this. He's absolutely convinced I'm cheating on him. The reason he suddenly started thinking this is because 2 days ago I wanted to show him something on my phone. There was an irrelevant tab opened, my Hotmail account that is full of spam. Had this account for the past 24 years but mostly used my Gmail. He saw quickly in passing that there was a folder with a man's name, let's say James. I don't remember the purpose of this folder, it's empty, haven't touched it in 15 years, no idea why it exists. It was probably useful at some point but no idea. Well, now he's convinced that. I closed the tab too quick. I was acting weird and nervous and suspicious. This means I've cheated or I am actively cheating. That's his perspective. Now on to the actual truth. I am absolutely not cheating on him. He's the man of my dreams, love of my life. I have never ever given him a reason to even suspect him cheating. I spend 1 entire week with him at his place, never hid my phone, anything like that. When I'm staying at my house, it means I am with my kiddo and my time is 100% devoted to her. I also work a lot. There is not a single second in my life where I would have time to devote to any other person, even through email. I spend my downtime at home or being with kiddo and the cat watching YouTube videos. I send him a lot of pictures of me chilling with my cat as well, and we have a constant communication going. I'm very chatty through text. Anyways, at first I was super pissed and also confused because why on earth would you not trust me? What is happening? No matter what I say, he says I don't make any sense whatsoever and he's just adding 1 + 1, and to him, the answer is 2. I keep telling him that he's the one not making any sense. We're back and forth on the texting. He doesn't even want to speak over the phone or come over to talk about it. I've sent him numerous screenshots of my email with unopened emails that go back more than a year. I've sent screenshots of me typing the keyword James in the email and nothing coming up. I've shown him the completely empty sent folder, which to me is weird. I've sent numerous emails over the years, why is it empty? And I've also given him the login and password so he can look for himself. I've accumulated a lot of junk in that email over the many years I've had it, but rarely use it now. It is just a receptacle of all my Amazon orders, my McDonald's app receipts and various spam emails. I'm pissed he doesn't trust me. He says he needs time to think. I'm stuck in a loop of pissed, confused and sad. What's going on? Help. Update. 5 days later. So, it did not end well. After 48 hours of back and forth through text, because he refused to even speak to me over the phone or face to face, and me giving him my password so he can go check for himself that nothing was fucky, he still wouldn't back down. At this point his behavior was concerning, and I thought he may have a mental episode going on. It was getting too much. He was texting me at all hours of the night trying to make sense of something that doesn't make sense in the first place. So I blocked him. When he realized that, he sent me emails at my work email, asking me to check my Hotmail, which had nothing different in it. When I blocked his email, he decided to message my best friend and telling her, if I can't talk to her, I'll go through you instead. My friend has literally nothing to do whatsoever with this whole thing. She never replied and is sticking with me because she's also seeing how crazy he's acting. So I thought that was that. Yesterday at work I was visibly sad and distressed, and my whole team hugged me, offered support, and I had lunch with my other good friend and colleague. So the day goes by, I get off work at 4. I am walking to my car in the parking lot, flanked by 2 colleagues, and I'm kind of explaining the whole story. They go to one of the girls' car because they carpool. I walk towards my own car, which is parked 2 rows away. I hear a loud man's voice behind me. I turned around and it's him. He's walking very quickly towards me and still talking nonsense about emails. I hold my hand up and say I'm not doing this with you right now, all the while calculating whether I am safe to go to my car. He was screaming at me that I was a war, SLT. I've never seen him like this before at all. A little energy pushed me to turn around and go to my colleague's car. At this point, I'm shaking and scared. I enter her car and start hyperventilating. They're like, we'll drive you home. He was about 6 feet from the car, hate in his eyes, motioning me to get out of the car. We drove off. I kept apologizing to them, crying and looking behind us the whole trip to make sure he wasn't following. When I came home, my mother was there. I broke down and she called the cops. A nice officer told me over the phone, I got nothing else going on right now, you're my priority, and I'm coming to you as soon as I can. He came to my home, took my deposition, was extremely patient and understanding, explained everything that he was going to do after. My ex was placed under arrest for criminal harassment with certain conditions to follow. Not sure about the legal terms here, but they did not handcuff him or take him to jail. It was just a verbal thing and he will probably be summoned in court at a later date. I have a good network of people who care, and I believe I'm safe. Thanks everyone. Edit. I just had a 2-hour conversation with his ex, let's call her Jess, not the mother of his kids, but the girl he dated between the kid's mother and me. A very interesting conversation. She has lived exactly the same situation as me, minus the calling the cops. She told me he was ultra-controlling, physically and verbally abusive to his 2 sons, a bad drug habit, an unhealthy, borderline inappropriate relationship with the mother of his children. And he was psychologically and essaying abusive towards Jess. She told me he used to put her on a pedestal, same as me, but he had a lot of behavior problems that I've noticed but chose to ignore just because I loved him so much. I hope he gets the help he needs.